This next guy, he's a machine too. Huge influencer. You want to introduce him?
Yes, we have Morad Fiqi. Hi, Morad.
How's it going?
Morad, sorry, Morad.
How y'all doing?
I had that twang. Morad is a former U.S. naval officer and current luxury real estate agent and founder of Fiqi Properties. He is a powerhouse agent with social media and one of the top realtors on social media. So can't wait to hear the value you are going to bring.
Oh, thank you so much. Thanks for having me. This is super cool.
Yeah. Hey, I'm glad to have you on because I've been following you. I think we've only met one or two other times. It was Eddie Gant. It was at a lunch on a couple years back.
Oh, at Willie G's.
Yes. That was good. But I've been following you, and I've been increasingly interested in social. Hence this event, and I've seen what you do, and you've done such a tremendous job. At least from a third party, just watching on the sidelines, branding yourself. So I'm gonna hit you up with a question. What does your marketing plan look like in 2021?
Well, it's definitely social media. I mean, social media condenses time. Needless to say, you might meet somebody and you have to spend so much time with them, years to get to know their family and everything else about them. Whereas on social media, you meet someone on Facebook within weeks. I've seen your kids, your family, your travels. I know what you like. I mean, it just condenses time. So, especially right now with the pandemic, it's just a great way to stay connected and continue to build my brand, my name, and get known. If they don't know you, they won't flow you. That's what says, right? So.
Love it. Yeah. As far as the business world is concerned, if you're not on the internet, you're irrelevant. I mean, you're not really irrelevant. Everyone's relevant, but as far as the business and commerce, you're basically irrelevant.
Absolutely.
How are there any channels on social that I know you're big on Instagram, but just anything, whether it's YouTube, Facebook, are you out there doing TikTok dancing, or is Instagram just your? I would say my top three is Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Mm-hmm. Those are definitely my top three. I love just building my audience there and continuing to put out content and grow that audience. They all have different strategies and different methodologies, if you will. So, Instagram has their own way. People like something short and sweet and to the point, or an image with big words that they can just see when they scroll. It's faster. Whereas on Facebook, you can maybe type something out, and then YouTube is just mainly video content, obviously. And then I would say my second tier would probably be LinkedIn and Twitter. LinkedIn and Twitter. I think Twitter's kind of falling off, but I still stay involved. Twitter and LinkedIn are good. TikTok, not really, doing that, I mean, it's cool. I mean, I see people putting out their dance videos, but to me, it just seems that's all there is. Mm-hmm. I don't see much beyond that. So I haven't really gotten into TikTok. But I will say that Clubhouse has been like taking off. It's been like crazy how fast Clubhouse has been growing. So I'm just now getting involved in that, getting into it a little bit. But I mean, it's just, the biggest thing I would say, you just have to be able to adapt to change, adapt to what's happening. The algorithms are constantly changing. So, people have to be, thinking about what's coming next. Yeah. So this, since you're so heavy on social, this conversation with a lot of agents, just, it gets their heads spinning because it takes work. It takes effort. It takes thought. It's not just posting happy Groundhog Day. There's a little bit more to it. I mean, 10 years ago, that would get you like, I don't know, 500 likes. Now,
it gets you nothing. So
Yeah.
how are you leveraging social media to build both brand and sales?
And that's a great point. I have a videographer that I work with, but it's a lot of work. You know, you have to make the commitment. You have to post daily, and you need to post your own authentic content. So you're absolutely right. 10 years ago, you could, you know, contract it out. There were companies that will auto post for you. And it was just like, oh, well, as long as, you know, someone's posting for me consistently, you know, the algorithm is going to pick me up. Now the algorithms know when a bot is just posting for you. And that actually hurts your algorithm, hurts your, you know, your content. So that's such a dated strategy. And where a lot of agents fail, or the ones who want to, you know, maybe use social media, is when they say, okay, I'm too busy. I'm just going to, you know, hire this company that's going to post constantly for me. And then I'll just chime in here and there, or I'll type something up, I'll post a photo, and, you know, that's it. That's not, you know, the thing is, people got to understand social media is meant to engage. You know, you got to engage, you got to be engaged and engage. And you got to, you know, you're building an audience. You want the audience, you want to feel that audience. And vice versa, you want to build relationships with that audience. So it is time consuming.
It's like going,
but the rewards are great.
Yeah, it's like outsourcing. And there are things you can outsource that aren't, you know, that are okay. I mean, I'm not good at video editing, so I have someone do that for me.
Oh, of course.
But the actual engagement and the content strategy, you know, I take care of 100% up front. So it's like, you think about outsourcing that. Essentially what you're doing is saying, hey, there's a huge party in town. Would you like to go for me and just tell me how it is? If you connect with anyone, let me know, and then I'll show up and I'll talk to that person. Like,
yeah, exactly.
It doesn't really work that way.
Exactly. So yeah, no, and that's the other thing too. If you do that, you're missing an opportunity to build an audience that is going to connect with the authentic you. You know, if you follow my pages, like when you see me go live or I do my videos, that I'm being myself. You know, I'm being who I am. I'm talking about things I enjoy. I'm hanging out at this restaurant or this bar, or I'm lifting weights, or I'm doing XYZ. And so, you know, you follow my page, you get to know me, because it's like, oh, well, Murad likes to do this, that, and the other, you know, and that's the thing that people miss if they're not going live, or if they're not connecting with their audience with the authentic you. I think that's the struggle that a lot of people have, is just being authentic. You know, they're so nervous. They don't know, you know, oh, what am I going to do? Are people going to like me? The thing is, people are going to connect with other people they want to connect with.
Yeah. Be you, be real. It's okay if you're not 20 years in the industry and you know everything. Like, you can actually be the new agent, and there's a new agent. We'll probably have him on at some point. Or he's not new anymore, but he was newer, and I saw him just out there, content. He was just journaling his journey, and like, he didn't have to be like Gary Keller or some like huge icon that everyone knows.
Yeah.
He just had to be him. Like, boom, hey, we're going to look at this house with some buyers, and let's take a look. Like, and just journaling all that, and it's been effective, and his business has exploded since then.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, before we close out, what engaging online? So, what are ways that you're doing? What are things you're doing specifically to connect in a digital environment with your audience that I'm trying to think of how, essentially, how would you connect in a way that doesn't necessarily have to look salesy, in a way that's genuine and that doesn't look salesy and doesn't look, that's leading with value?
Oh, absolutely. And the main thing with me, so I go live on my pages all the time.
I see it.
And yeah, absolutely. Appreciate it. And when I go live, you know, I talk about what I like to talk about, which, you know, one of the things I enjoy talking about is health, wealth, and success. You know, health, wealth, and success. So I talk about what I'm doing, what has been working for me. And, you know, the struggle is real. You know, I started from nothing. Nobody handed me anything. So, you know, you can be successful if you put your mind to it and you put your grind to it. I mean, you got to get up and hustle. So You know, I like to talk about things like that. I like to talk about life and just positivity and success. And that's just me speaking from the heart, you know, and anybody who follows me, you know, they follow my page and they feel that authenticity. And I think that's what makes it exciting. And that's how I connect with my audience and build relationships. And so, you know, I'm a true believer in, you know, I don't have to be salesy because, you know, people that connect with me, people want to work with people they know, like, and trust, or people they connect with, right? So, you know, if I connect and I'm out there being myself and I'm building relationships, everything else is going to fall into place.
I love it. I love it. Well, you never know what those connections will and that exposure, it can just lead to all kinds of opportunities. I'm not like Jimmy Kimmel or anything, but it led to this.
Yeah, no, everybody's got their own style, you know, so you're doing great. Y'all doing great. Y'all cute.
I appreciate. I really am. I mean, sincere. I've been watching what you're doing. I love the personality and also the creative flair that you've put in your content. And I look forward to continuing.
Oh, man, thank you. That means a lot. I appreciate that. Really.
Look forward to hanging out again. Maybe at Willie G's.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, let me know.
All right. Take care.
We'll see you.
See ya.